Hello and welcome to Bell Curve Gaming, and today we're going to have a look at a deck featuring the new Ludicolo from Detective Pikachu. So, how's this deck work? Well, Ludicolo is here really to be a medic, with table service, healing 30 damage for one of our Pokemon every single turn. His attack, we'll use it if we absolutely necessarily need to, but for 3 NG, 70 damage, it's really not worthwhile. Punch and run, you have to also switch it to one of your bench Pokemon. We'll use it if we have to, not really what we're going for. We're after the healing. So what we need to do in the early game is get these things up. Get as many Ludicolos up as we can. To help us with that, we're using Leafeon with the Granbloom GX, which allows us to quickly evolve our basic Pokemon sitting on the bench to their next evolution stage. So our Lotads to the Lombres here. Getting ourselves into the Ludicolos as quickly as we possibly can, so we've then got lots of healing in the deck. Leafeon, if he's in the active, also heals 50 damage to one of your Pokemon that has any NG attached to it. And he's got an attack for 110 for 3 NGs. Look, it's okay, it's 2-shotting at best, so we're probably needing something a little bit heftier to go into at some stage. And that is where the Celebi Venusaur comes in. He's a big, hefty Pokemon, 270 HP, but he allows us to get bigger attacks off if we need to, such as Solar Beam for 150 or something like that, to be able to start hitting into our opponents quite hard. Once again, we're really still 2-shotting, but the bigger HP comes in clutch here, especially with all the healing that we have available to us. So, in terms of supporters, the keys that we've got here, we've got Life Forest because we're all about healing and keeping our Pokemon alive for as long as possible. I've fiddled with this quite a bit and I've ended up deciding the best tool for this deck, at least in my experience, was to go with the Wishful Baton. Because the NG costs of this deck are expensive, and if you can keep as many NGs alive as you're going, it makes such a big difference in this deck. So Wishful Baton is where I went to in the end, rather than trying to increase HP or things like that of my Pokemon. So that's the deck list. Shall we begin? I think we shall. Hello Zinus 1990. Welcome. Alright, Lotad, you're up front. So I think I'm going second, unfortunately. Otherwise, this would be a pretty good turn one hand. So what we're doing is getting 2 Lotads and an Eevee. We'll evolve the Eevee. Oh, I am going first. Excellent. Alright, so Lotad. Should really check to see how bad my prizes are. Ooh, okay, so getting that many out might not be the greatest of ideas. Should we grab 3? We'll grab 3. We'll grab 3. We'll go NG onto you. We'll Wishful Baton onto you. We shall Cynthia. Fresh the hand. Nice, we have the switch to boot. We have a nest ball. I mean, I don't really know what else I want out of that nest ball. So I'm thinking we hold on to... I mean, I could go and get another Eevee, I guess. That could be a play. I think that's how we'll play. We'll go and get myself another Eevee. So that's down. And right here, we are pretty happy. So we'll leave it there. Okay, so that's not such a good sign for me anymore. Weavile deck. Which kind of means I wish I held onto that other Eevee. Instead chucked the Celebi and Venusaur down. That would have been a better way to have played it. I feel. So Celebi and Venusaur might actually come down here, although no, I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait on all of that. And right here, honestly, I think I'm just going to Lily here. Hang on. Lily gets me a pull of 3 or so. We'd switch into the active, but then you can hit into the active. Is that better? Probably. I don't know. We'll switch. We'll Lily. Don't want to put too many Pokemon down. And I don't want a Grand Bloom right now, just because you're relying on me putting a whole heap of Pokemon with energies on there. I mean, you can get to my Eevee right now, which is less than ideal. And blast through that. But that's just the sacrifice I make to then be able to blast back through you. Depending on what, of course, what kind of Weavile that is. So, we're done. We'll just leave it. I do kind of want to get my Lotads evolved. So yeah, it's the Rule of Evil that's going to hit 60 to anything that has an ability. So you can get to my Eevee and take out that. But then Leafeon just heals and then hits you back. And KOs you. So it'll be interesting to see. Yep, he's going to bring the Weavile down. He wants to get that KO. And that is fine by me. That's the well, it's not fine by me, but it's the sacrifice I'm making, alright? Making that sacrifice right here, right now. So what I'm thinking is the DCE the Grass Energy goes onto you. I think we Celebi and Venusaur down now. I think we go with the Erika's pull now. Just for 3. Just to give myself options. I do have the Breath of the Leaves to heal my Leafeon. And then just start smashing through the Weavile. So I know that putting the Celebi and Venusaur down is putting it at risk of damage spread. Which is kind of unfortunate. But if he doesn't put something that can get to a Weavile this turn, I think we evolve. It's going to Guzma. Try and get the Celebi and Venusaur stuck. So what we're going after here is probably the Grand Bloom. And I don't think there's necessarily any probably about it. Because I've just got to get them up now. So we Guzma back so the Leafeon can come back in. We shall Breath the Winds. I don't think we want Life Forest down just yet. Chuck a Wishful Baton on you. We'll chuck a DCE on you. The Oranguru down doesn't add me any value, just gives you more Pokemon on the bench. Oh yeah, I don't have any more, unfortunately. So we'll get you two up. And I can get the first Ludicolo down, which is super important, because you guys need to be able to heal yourselves, basically. While he's trying to do bench spread damage. And I know that I'm basically saying goodbye to the Lotad, but it is what it is. And I hope I don't see any Weaviles coming. Because that's a huge issue if Weaviles are coming again. It's going to Shrine to try and chip away. I can oust that with a Life Forest. Just going to Flying Flip. Alright. So now the play here. Do you get it from any grass Pokemon? One of your grass Pokemon. Yeah, you do. Excellent. So the one that you're going to heal from is this guy. You're going to go down. You're going to go onto you. We are going to Cynthia for a fresh hand. And we don't want to Lotad down. I don't think the Timer Ball... Oh, hang on, the Time Ball. I do need another Ludicolo. Nice. Pull them both from the deck. I don't think they're going to be any good to me. But we'll go on to you. We shall Breath of the Winds onto the Leafeon. We shall heal 30 off of you. And I think we just sacrifice the Lotad if you've got it. So... sorry, the Lotad. The Lotad. So right now we'll just Solar Beam through this Tapu Koko. If you got the damage spread, you can have a prize card through the Lotad. Gonna counter catcher. Discard the special energy, I'm assuming. But I can Pollen Hazard you on the next turn anyway, because I do have a DCE ready to roll. Got the Shrine ready. So the thing I lose here is the Leafeon's healing, temporarily. But we'll DCE on. We'll shuffle. We'll chuck the Viridian Forest down. We shall get rid of the Elms and go and get an energy out. We shall give some table service to the Celebi Venusaur up the front here. And then... should I deny him prize cards? Let's deny him prize cards. Everyone's got 10 damage on them. And we'll just Pollen Hazard out. Millie, I don't have the special energy. Well, I don't have another DC in hand anymore. But to try and get rid of the DCE, he either has to switch and switch back, or he has to hope to flip heads. So I'm assuming there's probably going to be some damage spread coming now. That's what I'm assuming is coming. Oh, I got the enhanced hammer. Alright, that's one way to deny me from attacking for a turn. Gonna spread the damage again. So what we're going to do here is we're going to Ultra Ball, get rid of these two, not take anything out of that Ultra Ball, just to maximise the Lily Pool, see if I can find my DCE again. Can't find the DCE, that's unfortunate. I do want to get rid of you, and we'll pull that energy in just in here. So I've got 2 grass energies left. So we shall table service you. Table service you. Prioritize you two on this turn. Oranguru doesn't give me a pull, so I'm done. Just bide my time. So what's coming again? Hooper's coming now. Alright, so that's an issue because that can wall up against me. Which means that one of you guys are going to have to go into battle. If you're going to try and wall up with a Hooper, I really want you... I really want you to have to attack with him. That's something that's super important. So now I need switches and I need... Yeah, so you are going to try and attack with him, alright. So, we'll just heal. Keeping you guys alive is my #1 priority. I have a couple of DCEs somewhere. I don't like how many... Well, how fewer cards I've got remaining to try and make something happen now. So, we're going to go an energy to... this guy, and we're just done there. So I am going to need switching options at some stage. So I have a couple of switches. I've come across one. Got a Guzma. Haven't used any of my Tate Lizas yet, but looks. No, so I do have Tate Lizas in deck as well. So there should be a fair few options remaining sitting there in my deck. I mean, hitting 80, I can, you know, get 60 of that back per turn at the moment. Gonna Guzma and probably try and lock this guy in, I'm guessing. Nope, gonna try and attack into the Ludicolo. Gonna damage spread or are you gonna Hooper it? Gonna Hooper attack. That's dangerous because I need lots of healing. That DCE came right at the right time, I can tell you that. So, table service to the Ludicolo. Some table service to the Ludicolo. We shall DCE on. And punch and run. And who do we want to run to? We'll go to the Lotad for the moment. So I'm happy to give this Lotad up. Another hoop is coming. So the Hooper wall is going to be difficult, especially since I'm running very dry on energies. It's got to be careful how I play it with these. He's got the switch to protect it. And he's just going to flying flip. Hits for weakness of all things. So I think here we attack in with the Leafeon. Nothing worthwhile rescue stretching, I don't think. So we heal you. We heal you. So the other one's hitting 50 per ability, and there's 4 abilities or 3 abilities on the board, so it's a hitting for 150. I mean, I get the most value. Let's heal for you. Still very reluctant to attach NG's 21. So Solar Beam, get the Tapu Koko. I'm hoping to pull an NG card if anything. That's about the only thing that I want. Or a Guzma. Yeah, Guzma. That could work. That could play. That could play. That could certainly play. So do I want to switch now and attack and then use the Guzma later? I think so. I think that's the way I'm going to have to do it. So we heal you. And we heal you. So I think we switch here and then Guzma after. Yeah. So we'll switch. Punch and run. To the Leafeon. It's a pity you do have to switch with one of your bench Pokemon. That's super annoying about it. That DCE could come in handy. So here what we're doing is a Guzma. Hang on. We Breath of the Leaves first. So here we Guzma up the Hooper, because the Hoopers are my biggest issue right now. To the Ludicolo. We'll table service. And then we punch and run again. Get rid of the Hooper. Should have more Tate Liza switches. I should have another switch as well. Somewhere. It's a pity I can't really look at what's in my deck remaining. So walling up with one Hooper was bad enough. Walling up with two is an absolute nightmare. It's just an absolute nightmare, the wall up with two. Now I'd prefer not to have to manually retreat, but I think I'm going to burn this DCE to manually retreat and take care of this Hooper. If I don't get a switch or something. Alright, so Judge hurts. Judge hurts. Oh, okay. I'll accept that. Judge doesn't hurt. Judge was good. Good Judge. Good Judge. I like your Judge. That helped me quite a bit. So, we'll Breath of the Leaves. We will Table Service. There we go. Then we switch. And we perform a punch and run. And get rid of these annoying Hoopers. One more prize card to work out how I'm going to get. So this is the last prize card I've got to work out. Got the Weavile in. Can deal 60 to everyone. But that's not going to matter. Because that's game. So, just a Solar Beam to the Weavile. And we finally bring it home. That took some work. That took some work. But, yeah, those having the Ludiculos in there end up coming in clutch. Hello, Flappy. Flappy? Flappy. We'll go with Flappy. Oh, I got an Elms, which is quite nice. Be able to get the Leafeon up. At this stage I might only really have the Leafeon. Oh, and obviously what the Elms pulls. Tool drop, by the looks of things. So we'll go and get the Leafeon. And we will Elms. And go and get me 3 Lotads. We're pretty happy with that. For a turn 1. There we go. So next stage of this is trying to get to Ludicolos, which is probably using a Grand Bloom on the next one, get to the stage 1. Oh, this has got that annoying coin flip thing, discarding an energy. Although, he's not going to go with that. Alright. Trying to get himself going. I'm nearly partly tempted to just Erika's here, even if he doesn't fill his bench. Just partly. Rather than Cynthiaing. But I might not do that. In fact, I probably won't do it. The only reason I'm sort of partially tempted is maybe trying to keep a Ludicolo in hand. But what's the pool? It's 3 cards, 4 cards now. Yeah, I think we're probably going with the Erikas here. I think that's the play. As we go with the Erikas, we shall chuck an extra grass energy onto this Leafeon. Just to slowly build it up. Well, Erika's here. 2 Ludicolos in hands, that's really good as well, so... What do I want out of these nest balls? Another Eevee. 2 Eevees? Or do I want a Oranguru for draw? I mean, I have draw. And 2 Eevees could be kind of fun. But I kind of want the Oranguru as well. 2 Eevees or Oranguru for draw. We'll go Oranguru because you could be more useful long term. So we won't get much value out of you right here. We don't need Viridian Forest down just yet. We will Grand Bloom. And that's a Lombre up. That's a Lombre up. That's a Lombre up. And that there is a Leafeon up. So, assuming I don't get judged or anything here, I will have 2 Ludicolos in play at least next turn. Which is a good bit of 60 healing. And the Leafeon can chip in as well, quite nicely. Because that's 90 damage healing, plus the 50 from the Leafeon, so yeah, huge amount of healing. Interesting that the frying pan went to the Jirachi. Well, I guess you just need as many many tools on the field as possible. But I'm going to be ready to start smashing from next turn, which is kind of nice. Just hoping for no judges or anything like that. Plenty of healing, and I'm up and rolling after this. So don't bring a Marshadow. Don't be a Marshadow. Alright, good. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. Bisharp wasn't really what I was expecting here though. Or was I? I don't know. I'm not really worried about him. I'm just seeing how this deck rolls, really. And I'm pretty happy to have 2 Ludicolos up right here. So, Ludicolo down. Let's just make sure that no matter what, I'm going to be able to attack next, on this turn. So, we'll get rid of the nest ball because we don't need it right now. Go and pull in a grass engine. You only got 2 left in deck, so I've got to be using DCEs after this Leafeon, that's for certain. Otherwise I'm not going to be able to continue attacking. And another Ludicolo down. Now do I want the bodybuilding dumbbells down? I mean, it gives me 40 extra HP, but it powers up your attack by 30. So yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. And right here, we'll Solar Beam. Get rid of this Jirachi. And start smashing. So it'll be interesting to see what he's got coming now. Trip Ludicolo up. plenty of healing now. Is this just a sacrifice play? While he's desperately trying to get himself up and going. It could be. So I'm thinking we probably get rid of the Viridian Forest here and go and get an Engie onto the Leafeon. And just keep the DC in hand. That I'm thinking is what the play is here. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the play, so we will get rid of the Elms. We'll just go and get ourselves a Grass Engie. Only got one left in deck. We'll chuck it onto you, and we will Lily for 2 cards. And we'll hold. We'll just Solar Beam. Smash through the Pornard. Take another prize card. You are going to have to work out how you're one-shotting this Leafeon. Because if you're not one-shotting, I have a lot of healing to come. I mean, it does 120 damage, and all that damage just gets taken straight off. I am going to be two-shotting though. A field blower would be kind of nice once I get to it. I do have it here somewhere in the deck. Alright, so on my next turn, I kind of like the cards I've got. But I wouldn't mind a Guzma as well, just in case he tries locking a Ludicolo in the active. Now I'm just looking at the retreat cost. I might need to add some switches to this deck, although I've got Tate Liza in hand, so maybe not. Maybe I just hold, and I just go through the old smashing through whoever's here. For the moment. I think that's what we play out. Yeah. I think he realised that there's going to be way too much healing for him to deal with. Way too much healing on the board, and you just can't one-shot him. And it is time to rate this deck. Starting with damage here, the damage 110, not getting really higher than that. And the 180 is a one-off if you haven't used your GX attack, if not 150. We're a two-shot deck. That's really what we're about, two-shotting our opponents. So the damage here, we're giving a 6 out of 10. The defense side of things though, that's where the deck shines. We've got lots of different healing options for our Pokemon, whether it be the Leafeon, whether it be the Ludicolo, or whether it be the Life Forest. Plus we've got big tanky HPs, and the 200's not bad on the Leafeon as well. So the defense side of things, that is where the deck shines, and we're giving it a 10 out of 10. As for reliability, this is an awkward stage 2 to get up and rolling. The healing is really great, but on a stage 2 Pokemon, it has the awkwardness of getting a stage 2 up and rolling that just about every stage 2 deck has, but especially for something that's just providing a medic onto the field for us. So yeah, the reliability of it, it's got stage 2 awkwardness. You can get it up and rolling pretty quickly most of the time with the Leafeon at play with the Granbloom GX, so that helps quite a bit, but we're giving it an 8 out of 10 for the reliability. So overall, what do I think? I do think this is a niche deck still. It tends to be one of these decks that if you get the right matchup, you can just toy with them and they just can't ever KO you out, and it's really funny. But if you get a matchup that can one-shot you, you don't really have too much hope of overcoming that. So yeah, so overall, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.